I'm Willa Brosnihan. I'm talking here with Tessa Bushfield. She is a 16-year-old junior at Gloucester High School. Uh, Thanks for speaking with me today, Tessa.
No problem.
Of course. So the high school has been shut down due to coronavirus. Could you tell me a little bit about what it's like to have school canceled, how it's affecting your education?
So most of my teachers have posted like on their Google Classroom or their websites, different assignments, but we got an email from the principal and we know that they can't assign anything to be graded during this break because obviously not everyone has access to technology. Um, I guess the biggest issue is with my AP classes because we have like a deadline test coming up.
Mhm.
So they've been pretty good about like posting reviews and giving us good links and resources, but the biggest issue is now that they've changed the whole AP testing system to account for social distancing, I guess. So I guess that's the biggest challenge.
And as a junior, obviously you're probably working through the college application process. How has this global event changed the way that you go about that?
Well, personally, I haven't really started yet, but I know that a bunch of my friends had scheduled college visits, and now either they can't go or there's no one at the colleges that they can like observe. So I guess that's a big issue.
So, is your family practicing social distancing? What kind of measures are you guys taking?
So my mom's a nurse, so she's pretty strict about it. We're obviously not having people over and we're not going to other people's houses and we're not meeting in big groups. Um, I've gone on like walks with friends, 6 feet apart. Um, but yeah, she doesn't want us inside, indoors, and like obviously not like touching.
That makes sense. So, your mom's a nurse. Is she still working? And
Yeah, yeah, she works in the NICU, so she kind of works with a really vulnerable population with like
if you
the neonatal intensive care unit, yeah.
okay.
So it's like premature babies and stuff like that. So, um, we were a little worried at first because I had the flu right before the whole corona thing happened, and so she didn't know if she was gonna be allowed to continue working. But yeah, she's kind of like an essential service because babies.
So, I assume that because of that, there's still income coming in. A lot of people don't necessarily have that now that a lot of businesses have been shut down.
Mm.
Other than that, how is coronavirus affecting your family economically?
Both of my parents are still working. My dad is a pastor at our little local church, so he's just been doing like they've been putting everything online, and so that's what he's been working on mostly. So for our family, there haven't been a bunch of big changes. Mostly like being careful when we go to the grocery store.
Of course, yeah. So generally on your 6 feet apart walks, what kind of a and on social media too, what kind of a feeling do you get from your peers concerning coronavirus? Do you think people are worried? Do you think people are fearful of what's to come?
I think there's a wide variety of emotions going on. There's some of my friends are like kind of joking about it. They're like, Corona's, it's a giant conspiracy. Like, obviously, it's not. But like, I think a lot of people aren't taking it seriously. But then on the other side of the spectrum, you have people who have family members with like autoimmune disorders and stuff. So they're obviously terrified. Um, and so there's a lot of different emotions happening.
So if the coronavirus continues for the rest of the school year, how do you think that you and your peers will adapt? And how do you think that educators, or how do you hope that educators will adapt to the situation?
Um, hmm. I think we're still gonna have to prep at least like my peers as a junior for our AP exams, and that's gonna just have to be super independent. They've established a lot of like Zoom is kind of like worldwide now. I guess it's being used by most of my teachers to try to either do lessons or kind of explain assignments face to face. So I think that's a really good tool, and I think that if we can get all or more teachers to use that, then they can continue teaching. Um, but I think it's going to be hard for things like chemistry and math to try to keep doing those online.
Well, thank you so much, Tessa, for speaking with me today.
No problem.
Enjoy your social distancing.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.